Hello, my dear students. Welcome you all to the revision class of Machine Tool Technology. Today's class consists of the solutions to the question bank questions on the first unit, that is theory of metal cutting. The first question is describe briefly the metal removal process. In industry, metal components are made into different shapes and dimensions by using various metalworking processes. These are non-cutting, shaping, or chips, less or metal forming processes. For example, forging, rolling, pressing, etc. Cutting, shaping, or metal cutting or chip forming processes like, for example, turning, drilling, milling. The metal cutting in chip forming process is obtained by relative motion between the work piece and hard edge of cutting tool. Such relative motion is obtained by a combination of rotary and translating movements either of the workpiece or cutting tool or of the both. Depending on the nature of this relative motion, the metal cutting processes are called by name, example, turning, planing and pouring, etc. The next question is state the condition that would allow the continuous chip formation. Here, some following cutting conditions are required for the production of continuous chips. First one is small chip thickness. If the chip thickness is smaller, then you will get continuous chip. High cutting speed, then ductile materials such as mild steel, copper are produce continuous chips. Large rake angle, fine feed, knee cutting edge, smooth tool face, efficient lubrication system. These are the conditions to get continuous chip formation. Third question is state the difference between orthogonal cutting and oblique cutting. Here, orthogonal cutting is a two-dimensional cutting and oblique cutting is three-dimensional cutting. Cutting edge of the tool is 90 degree to the line of action or path of the tool, and in oblique, cutting edge of the tool is inclined at angle less than 90 degree to the path of the tool. The chip coils in a straight, tight, flat spiral form. In oblique cutting, the chip flows sideways in the long curve. Heat development per unit area due to friction along the tool workpiece interface is very high. In the orthogonal cutting, heat development per unit area due to friction along the tool work interface is very low. And here, orthogonal cutting, shorter the tool life, and oblique cutting, the tool life is longer. And example for orthogonal cutting are knife turning, branching, slotting, and shaping are the examples. And here, oblique cutting, most of the cutting operations can be done by oblique cutting, like milling, grinding, drilling, branching, etc. Next question is list the cutting tool materials. Here, various cutting tool materials have been used in the industry for different applications, and these are carbon steels, medium alloy steels, high speed steels, stellites, cemented carbides, ceramics, diamonds, and abrasive. These are the cutting tool materials used in what industry. The next question is list how tool wear can be minimized. Here, the tool wear can be minimized by the following ways: reducing the friction between work and the tool face. If there is less friction, then the tool life is increases. Reducing the temperature between the tool and work interface. If the temperature in between the tool and work interface is less, then you can minimize the tool wear. The above things can be achieved by using lubricants or coolants while machining. Using properly hardened steel tool and proper processing, selecting appropriate tool material, wear can be minimized by increasing the cutting speeds. These are the ways the tool wear can be minimized. Next is state the important characteristics of cutting tool materials. Here, hardness, higher hardness than that of the workpiece material being machined so that it can be penetrate into the work material. Then hot hardness, the tool material must remain harder than the work material at elevated operating temperature. wear resistance. The tool material must be withstand excessive wear even though the relative hardness of the tool work material changes. Toughness. The tool material must have sufficient toughness to withstand shock and vibrations and to prevent breakages further strain if the material is poor conductor. Low friction. The coefficient of friction between the chip and tool should be low. The cost and easiness in fabrication. The cost and easiness of fabrication should have within the reasonable limits. Then chemically inert to work the material and cutting fluid. These are the important characteristics of cutting tool materials. Next is list the factors to be considered for the selection of tool material. Here the following are the factors should be considered for selection of particular cutting tool material. First one is the starting and finished part shape. The first factor is starting and the starting size of the part and finished part of the shape. Then workpiece hardness, how much the workpiece is harder. Then materials tensile strength. Then materials abrasiveness, type of chip generated, the work holding setup, power and speed capacity of the machine tool. These are all the factors to be considered for the selection of tool materials. The next is list the properties of cutting fluid. The cutting fluid should be having good lubricant quality, high heat absorption, it should absorb the heat, then high flash point stability, then emits no fumes while in contact with hot surface, harmless to the workers and workpiece, non-corrosive to work surface and machine, then high fluidity, low viscosity, it should not be chemically reactive, it should not react with the chemicals, then it should be odorless, then cheap and easily available, then it should be transparent. These are the properties of cutting fluids. Then next question is list the factors affecting tool life. The factors to be affect the tool life are cutting speed, depth of cut, chip thickness, tool geometry, rigidity of the machine tool, then chemical and physical properties of work materials, rate of wear of tools, then nozzle radius. These are the factors which affect the tool life. Then next is state the tool variables and machine variables affecting the machinability. Here forces and power absorbed, tool wear and tool life, and surface finish, dimensional accuracy, machining cost, tool geometry, properties of work materials, cutting conditions, machine tool rigidity, machine tool accuracy, and machine tool repeatability. These are the variables and the tool variables and machine variables which affecting the machinability. Then classification of cutting fluids. Here the cutting fluids may be classified as type of cutting fluids and coolants. Here first one is solid cutting fluid, liquid cutting fluid, and gaseous cutting fluid. In a solid cutting fluid, graphite, molybdenum disulfide, stick waxes, bar soaps, tail in conjunction with fatty oil and sulfur. Then second one, liquid cutting fluids, water, mineral oils, straight fatty oil, mineral lard oil, soluble oil, chemical additive oil, chlorinated cutting oils, sulfurized cutting oils, gaseous cutting fluids. Third category is gaseous cutting fluids are air, still or compressed air, carbon dioxide, and argon. The next is define tool wear and state the reasons for tool wear. Here the tool wear can be defined as gradual failure of cutting tools due to regular operation. Then reason for the tool wear are abrasion by hard particles and inclusions in the workpiece, severe abrasion between chip and tool face, searing of micro welds between tool and workpiece, abrasion by fragments of built-up edge flowing against the clearance face of the tool, high temperature in the tool chip interface, too too brittle material of tool, if any cracks already in the tool, excessive static and shock loading of the tool, weak design of the tool such as high positive rake angle. These are the what reasons for the tool wear. Then tool life. Definition of tool life. The tool life can be defined as the total cutting time accumulated before the tool failure occurs, or tool life can be defined as the effective cutting time between the reshaping. Effective time between the reshaping. Whenever the wear reaches a certain value, the tool is not capable of further cutting unless it is reshaped, sharpened. Tool life is the most important criteria for the assessing the performance of the tool material. Here, machinability of work material and for determining the cutting conditions. Both these types of wear are strongly influenced by the cutting speed, and hence it is interesting to study the relation between the cutting speed and the wear rate of the tool life based on these criteria. The next question is state the functions of cutting fluids. The functions of cutting fluids are here to cool the tool and workpiece and to carry the heat generated during the cutting action away from the cutting zone, to reduce the adhesion between tool and chip, to provide lower friction and wear, to improve the surface finish, to improve the cutting action, to keep freshly machined surface bright by giving a protective coating, to protect the finished surface from corrosion, to reduce wear and tear of the tool and to increase the tool life, to improve machinability and reduces the machining process, to prevent expansion of the workpiece. Next is describe briefly the mechanics of metal cutting or sketch the process of chip formation. A typical metal cutting of process can be represented as shown in the figure. A wedge-shaped tool is made to move relative to the workpiece. As the tool makes contact with metal, it exerts a pressure on it, resulting in the compression of the metal near to the tool, near to the tip. This induces shear type deformation within the metal and it starts moving upward along the top face of the tool. The next is explain orthogonal cutting. The orthogonal cutting takes place when the cutting edge of the tool is 90 degree to the line of action or path of the tool as shown in the figure, and here the chip flow in the orthogonal cutting where the cutting edge of the tool OC is at right angles to the direction of the relative velocity V of the work. The chip coil in the tight flat spiral. Therefore, the heat development per unit area due to friction along the tool workpiece interface considerably high. Hence, tool removes less material and also the tool have shorter life. Orthogonal cutting in the machine shop is mainly used for the operations such as knife turning, branching, shaping, and slotting. Next here, explain oblique cutting. The oblique cutting takes place when the cutting edge of the tool is inclined at an angle less than 90 degree to the path of the tool as shown in the figure, where the cutting edge of the tool OC is inclined at an angle I and the chip flows sideways in long curl. The inclination angle is I is defined as the angle between the cutting edge and the the direction of the velocity V of the work. An angle of interest in oblique cutting is chip flow angle NC, which can be defined as the angle measured in the plane of the cutting face between the chip flow direction. Thus, the tool have a longer life. Most of the cutting operations are done by oblique cutting. Next question is give 4 examples for orthogonal cutting or oblique cutting. Here, example for orthogonal cutting are knife turning, branching, shaping, and slotting. And examples for oblique cutting are drilling, milling, reaming, and abrasive machining. Next question is explain the different types of chips. In that, first one is discontinuous or segmental chips. The segmental chips consist of separate plastically deformed segments fractured into small pieces ahead of the cutting tool. This type of chip is obtained in machining the brittle materials such as grey cast iron, bronze, hard brass. These materials rupture during plastic deformation and form chips as separate small pieces. As these chips are produced, the cutting edge smooths over the irregularities and fairly good finish is obtained. Second one is continuous chips. The continuous chips consist of the elements bonded firmly together without being fractured. These chips are produced when the machining more ductile materials due to large plastic deformation. Upper side of the continuous chip has small notches while the lower side is smooth and shiny. There is no sign of tear and discontinuity. Third one is continuous with the built up edges. When the machining ductile materials, condition of high local temperature and extreme pressure in the cutting zone and also high friction at the tool chip interface may cause the work material to adhere or stick or weld to the cutting edge of the tool, forming the built up edge. Successive layer of work material are then added to the built up edges. When this edge becomes larger and unstable, it breaks up the parts of it is carried up the face of the tool along with the chip, while the remaining is left over the surface being machined, which results in roughness at the surface. The built-up edge changes its size during the cutting operation. It first increases, then decreases, then again increases, etc. The next question is, write the classification of machine tools. Here there are two different varieties of machine tools are there, main varieties and specialized variety of machine tools. First one, the main varieties of machine tools are turning machines, lathes. Turning is carried on the lathe machines, drilling machines, punching machines, milling, grinding machines, shaping and planing machines, gear cutting machines, sawing machines, unconventional machining machines. These are all the main varieties of machine tools. Then second variety is specialized machine tools, automats, automatic lathes, copy turning machines, form relieving lathes, reaming, copy milling machines, plano milling machines, centerless grinding machines, and bronzing machines. Then next one is outline the classification of cutting tools. The cutting tools are used for production of parts with the required size and shape by removing the metal, mostly in the form of small chips. The cutting tools may be classified into following types. First one is single point cutting tools and multi-point cutting tools. Next question is, write and explain the Taylor's tool life equation. The relationship between cutting speed and tool life can be determined from the plots of wear rates at various cutting speeds as shown in the below equation. The tool life value of different cutting speeds are read from the graph. For any value of wear, the value of the tool life and cutting speed shows a straight line relationship when plotted on a log graph, and it has been shown by Taylor's that relationship between tool life and cutting speed can be represented by the following equation: P into T raised to 1 by K is equal to constant, where V is the cutting speed in meter per minute and T is the tool life in minute. The last question is, illustrate the importance of various single point cutting tool angles. And another question is what? Sketch the geometry of single point cutting tool. Here sketch is shown in the slide, the geometry of single point cutting tool. Here the different of the various tool angles are, first one is side cutting edge angle. It is also known as lead angle, and it is an angle between the side cutting edge and the side of the tool shank. End cutting edge angle. It is an angle between end cutting edge and the line normal to the tool shank. Next is side relief angle. It is an angle between portion of side flank immediately below the side cutting edge and line perpendicular to the base of the tool and measured at right angles to the side flank. End relief angle. It is the angle between the portion of the end flank immediately below the end cutting edge and line perpendicular to the base of the tool, and it is measured at right angle to the end flank. Black rake angle. It is an angle between the face of the tool and line parallel to the base of the tool. And last one, side rake angle. It is the angle between the tool face and line parallel to the base of the tool.